Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of matata1203 or Mikamuse. I found this person through followed by TBOCART. I think this guy is also famous because I think they do a lot of anime character pages or design pages. You know, it's basically a chick usually in different poses. Anyway, this is a famous artist too, I guess, on Twitter or X. So yeah, I did find this artist, Mikamuse. I found Mika through Twitter or X, and obviously I do have certain things that appeal to me. The vast majority of their portfolio pieces are in black and white, obviously in ink. Although there are a few colored pieces here and there. I do like this one. It's the I forgot her name, the chick, the princess, Mikome Gamore. I forgot. It's a Mononoke. Oh wow, I love that anime, Mononoke. Her name is Princess Mononoke, and these are the ghost thingies in the forest. Wow, I do like this thing on Instagram where they kind of cut the picture. Oh, did they? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what these boxes are, but they're annoying as fuck. Maybe it's the extension I have. Anyway, I've noticed that when they draw hands or feet, they don't always draw the nails, so it's kind of a simplified version. Like, you don't need to know the full anatomy of a hand or feet, or like in general, like the human body. Like, you can just get the general shape of it, and you'll be fine. And you'll see this a lot with like a lot of anime artists. Like, they're just kind of not winging it. I'm kind of cheapening the approach. It's more like they're not perfectionists. You know, they just want an idea out and they do it. So yeah, there are a few colored like pieces. Although I do think the ink is done first, and then the color is more of a like an additional step. Interesting. By the way, if you go to the X page of this artist, you will see more not safer work stuff, a bit more. Yes. So obviously we're in Instagram. It's way safer, way more family friendly, and yeah. And if you'll notice the way this person hatches, maybe in the more recent work, look, for example, look at this chick. The way the hat is rendered, look at how the hatching does follow the form, but it's also kind of sectioned off. Meaning, imagine using a flat brush when you're painting, except we don't have a flat brush. You have a very thin sort of pencil or pen with you. You see how? Let me bring out my epic pen. It's kind of my yeah, basically it's being sectioned off. And if you'll notice in this artist's work, there's so much variety of like the balance between the blacks and the whites. It's almost perfect at this point. Well, this part right here looks like pencil, right? The texture of the pens or pencils and their way or the rendering style, it's not always the same. I mean, there are like general similarities throughout his portfolio or her or their portfolio, but let me just show you the sectioning thing. Let me find a different one, something more obvious. Oh my god, it's lagging again. Oh my god, damn. Look at them toes. I mean, is that perfect anatomy? I don't think so. But it's good enough, you know? Like, it already makes me feel a certain kind of way. So clearly it works. Anyway, let me show you what I mean by sectioning off, or the sectioning of. Let me, yeah. If you focus on, say, the, oh no, it's too thick. Oh yeah, like the way it's rendered, right? Goes like this, and then there's another batch that does this, and even if it's in the same area, it's sort of like like a section, like they're a group, right? This is one group, this is another group, and you'll see this even more in larger areas. For example, see, do you see that? Like it's being sectioned off. It's not just like one main thing where you cross hatch and build up the value. It's more like this, like this, like they're almost being, oh shit, it's even better here in like the hand or the glove. Like there are areas where it's a bit more spaced out, but it doesn't matter. There's always that sectioning that's happening, or that segmentation of cross hatching. Ooh, I like how I said that, segmentation of cross hatching. Anyway, let me just delete this. Oh, this chick is pretty hot. Of course, them toes. Oh, is that a toe ring? Damn. Again, you will see the segmentation of cross hatching. Where? Let me show you. And I'm sure you can see it by now. This part right here, major. And I guess it's also a way to signify some kind of texture, right? Or folds. So you'll notice it's not even everywhere. For example, if you look at the pants, it's basically just a gray, and I do see some soft kind of gradients, maybe a soft brush being used. And in some parts, it's just white, like no rendering, no gray stuff, right? The bottom of the soles of the feet. It's there is some cross hatching in the shadows. So the hatching happens for the shadows in the feet, but here it's not used as a shadow. It's more of a texture. So it doesn't always mean one thing. So you can be a bit more creative. And if you look at the cape in the back, it's one solid black thing. Do you see all of this combined? Again, texture in the I forgot what this is called. It's like a tie, hair tie. Shit. And the face is what, mostly in white. And in this case, the shading, the cross hatching, right? In this part, it's more in the shadow. There's so much like different approaches, and for each piece they mean different things, but they're all present in their work, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. So let me hit X here and work our way up a bit. Oh, I think I followed this person a while back, but I kind of it has been like a few weeks or so since I opened up X or Twitter, because I was so busy with YouTube trying to get the channel going. But fuck, I remember seeing this post on my timeline and I was like, oh shit, damn. And I'll say this, sometimes we need to be reminded why we like art in the first place. Because I'm not saying don't take art seriously. I think it's more of a spectrum. Sometimes we have to take it more seriously, and sometimes we have to oh, this guy gets it, beat. Sometimes we have to be a bit more, playful. And I think the work of Mikamuse, hopefully I'm saying it right, or Matata, kind of reminds me to just, you know what? It doesn't even remind me of anything per se. It's just nice to look at, and it kind of takes me away from the stress from my own life. And I think this is what art is for, or one of the benefits or reasons for making art is because it just takes people away. It gives something people to. And it's not always an escape. Sometimes it's because I feel like I'm cheapening art when I say, oh, it's an escape. I think it's a part of life. The same way the sun can be beautiful, the clouds can be beautiful, right? People can be beautiful. The things we make can also be beautiful, and we get to experience that. It doesn't mean Like, just because it's man-made, it doesn't mean we can't enjoy it. You know, like we attribute like certain like natural non-man-made things to, you know, like the universe or some kind of creator, some kind of god, right? And I think we're kind of taking away how we ourselves contribute to, you know, beauty, even if it's kind of degenerate content. I mean, the art itself, like the pose, like the design, it's just the composition, it's just like so many things are happening here. Like you appreciate the human figure if you have a certain kind of a fetish, right? You the variety of rendering styles here, the balance between the whites and the blacks, so it's like positive against negative spaces. The idea of a demon chick who's kind of a samurai reminds me of the Rimuru anime, reincarnated as a slime, like his main like bodyguard chick. The one with the huge knockers. I mean, come on. And look at the shading in the back. I think that's a texture, like a half tone texture. I mean, look at this texture over here. The texture for these pants, like these are not drawn in any way. They're just like default, I think, to Clip Studio Paint, or you can make your own. So they're using this kind of texture along with the hatching style, right? The hatching style is being used in shadow, sometimes used to describe form, sometimes used to describe texture, right? Sometimes used to describe the texture of the hair, and in this case, it's skin, right? Shadow. The hatching here is used to describe the it looks like a tattoo of sorts, right? Like, look at how varied this thing is. Look at how pretty. Let me just erase or delete the see, it just looks good. And I think once in a while, if we're getting stressed out with art, we just have to take a chill pill, and we need to remind ourselves that art is kind of fun. And yeah, you can like doodle your own thing, but at the same time, you can just, it's not bad to sometimes scroll through your feed and just find something interesting, and just ogle the freaking or consume the painting, the drawing, the sketch. Like, these things are meant to be viewed. They're meant to be appreciated. So it doesn't make sense for you to just ignore them, especially if you like them, right? Like, how dumb are you to ignore something that you actually like? Anyway. Oh, look at this. This one's pretty dark. Oh shit, it's kind of small. Oh shit, it's a process video. Okay, kind of a loose sketch in the beginning, and then a tighter line work. Look at, and then the hatching is kind of the last part. Oh my frick. And then some flats. Look at that. Okay, so they're kind of done last because they are the heavier thing, the hatching part. So because it's done last, like it's taking up the whole arm, right? So it feels heavier. Like even the value itself, it's kind of it's way darker than, the face, the body, the hair. And obviously you need way more like hatching when it comes to that. Like, look at how many cross hatching this person had to do to build up to this value. I like the horns. It kind of goes, the hatching goes with the form, right? Like, it all points to the tip of the horn. Interesting. I'm not really good with the Clip Studio time-lapse, because in Clip Studio Paint you have an option to like record automatically. It will record their strokes, but that's it. I think it makes sense if you have a fixed canvas, right? But sometimes I draw so small within a big canvas, or I just keep extending it to the point where it doesn't even I'll just record it via a Bandicam or something, or OBS. The rough sketch. Oh, so there are two major line works. The first one is kind of the main foundation, and the second is more of like the rendering. Even if there's no rendering, like the way the line work is done, it seems finished, right? Like, for example, the hair. Look at the hatching again, the segmentation, right? Look at how spread apart, or they almost look like scales, right? Think of like crabs, crustaceans, or like bugs, centipedes. Like look at how segmented they are. Like they're joined by segment. You get what I mean. Jesus Christ. Oh, I like this one. Wow. And again, even if there's no color, I mean, there's a bit here in the face. It still looks good. Why? Because there's so much in it. Like there's so much variety, and I think that's a key word here. Variety in terms of texture. Look at how solid all of the, let me just bring out my pen here. Oh, very solid all the way here. There's in shadow, right? It's almost one big black shadow. Oh my god. Right? And then you have the gray. So there's a different approach. You have the cross hatching, a different approach. And then you have some like look at how heavier this part is value wise compared to this. This one does have a bit of a light gray. This one again has some bits of cross hatching, right? And chunks of the armor and even the face are in what? White. Interesting. Jesus, look at that hair. Look at this part right here. Oh my god. Like the outlines of these hair like parts, they do have like a variation of line weight as well. Gosh, this is so wow. I'm very impressed. Especially as someone who's not really into, or I'm not as experienced when it comes to like line work. This shit is amazing. And it helps even more that the subject, obviously babes. Oh, this is Freeren, the wizard elf chick. And obviously the focus on Zephyr is I mean, look at the entire portfolio is basically women, right? But they're so varied that it feels like a full portfolio. Look at how sometimes it gets overwhelmed by a bunch of flowers on the outside, or maybe some of these women have like wings, right? And I think most of their work is like very fantasy oriented. So that's cool. So even if you just draw chicks and you're just doing fantasy, look at how much work you can do with just that. This one seems a bit sci-fi because of the mecha arm, right? Let's see this. Look at them feet. Look at how you don't even have to draw the lines of the toes and the feet farthest from you, right? Now if you look at the soles of the feet here, there is a bit of like rendering, very slight rendering. So there's painting basically happening here, right? And again, you don't have to draw like the toenails and all. Like you can just learn how to simplify. And look at how the toenail right here at the bottom. That's a very nice detail, right? Oh shit! Yeah, the wings are nice too, by the way. And I think that's pretty much where most of the cross hatching happens. It has way more variety. Although I will say, let me bring out my pen here. This one is my favorite wing, right? It has way more of that hatching glory in it. Here, there's some white here. White. It's kind of eh. This one is like king. Anyway, so yeah, I think we should just the takeaway from this episode is basically to aside from the art techniques or varying up your line widths, your line textures, or the way you hatch, shit. It's just to enjoy art, right? Do some doodles, or if you're not feeling like actually making something, just go online and find artists or find art or artists that just make you want to just sit there and watch, and maybe if you keep watching, eventually you'll want to make something of your own. So that's it for this art review of Mikamuse, I believe, or matata1203 here on Instagram. I will link all of the links in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!